In this video, you're going to learn about influencer marketing, what it is and how it works. Let's get started. Hey guys, Angie with Gensler.com here, and today I want to talk about influencer marketing as the second phase of online marketing. Now, if you missed my previous two videos, I'll link down to them in the description below, but the first video I talked all about the three phases of online marketing. And so the first phase is content marketing, the second phase is influencer marketing, and the third phase is paid advertising. And in that video, I talk about each phase and how to figure out which phase makes the most sense for your business right now. So make sure you check out that link down below to watch that video. And then the second video dove deeper into the first phase, which is content marketing. So today's video, we're going to focus on phase 2 of online marketing, and that is influencer marketing. So I'm going to share 4 different influencer marketing strategies that you can use to grow your business. And I'll also give you some tips on how to know when to implement those strategies and when it makes most sense within your business to start adding those different influencer marketing strategies into your overall marketing mix. Okay, so let's first address what is influencer marketing. Now, this is when you leverage someone else's influence and someone else's audience to get your business, your name, your products, your services, your offers in front of a large group of people. You essentially want to find people who are considered influencers within your industry or within your niche, and these would be people who essentially have the same audience that you're wanting to build, and there are people within their audience who would be your ideal customers. And so you want to find these people who already have an established audience, who already have a big following, and then you want to get in front of their audience. Now, influencer marketing is so powerful because now you can get in front of a large group of people who would essentially be your ideal customers, and you can get in front of them in one fell swoop really quick and easy, and pretty affordably too. Now, if you follow any celebrities on Instagram or people who have a lot of influence or a really large audience within your industry, chances are you have seen some sort of sponsored post or a paid advertisement that they have created. A lot of times you'll see someone maybe drinking some sort of special sports drink, and in the post they talk about how much they love the sports drink. It gives them great stamina for their workout, and it's so great for all of these reasons. And then you may see a hashtag sponsored or hashtag paid ad. So if you've ever seen a post like that, then you have witnessed influencer marketing at work. So that sports drink company or whoever it is that's paying for that ad, they are employing influencer marketing strategies to help reach a larger audience, to get their product, their brand, their business in front of a large group of their ideal customers. And they're leveraging powerful influencers who already have an audience, they have a following, they have people who trust them and trust their recommendations, and they're leveraging the power of that influencer to encourage more people to buy their products, their services, whatever it is that they have to offer. Now, influencer marketing is huge for a lot of really big brands, and a lot of big companies are spending an insane amount of money on some of these sponsored posts. But influencer marketing can still work for a really small business with zero budget. Okay, so you do not need big budget dollars to make influencer marketing work for your business. In fact, influencer marketing can be done with zero budget dollars, which makes it so powerful for really small businesses or small brands. So instead of paying top dollar to have a celebrity influencer promoting your product or your service, there's actually 4 influencer marketing strategies that work really well for small business owners. So let's dive into each of those 4 strategies. The first one is online summits. Now, chances are you have participated in an online summit yourself, and it could be about any topic. And these are really popular within the health and wellness industry and within the business and marketing industry. And a lot of times what will happen is one person will organize the summit, and then they leverage the power of other people within their niche, and they have all those people come in and speak as a speaker on this online summit. And so it may last for a week, and you have 2 or 3 different speakers each day, and all the attendees get to watch the different sessions for free and learn from each presenter for free. But then in exchange, the presenters can promote whatever products or services that they're able to provide. And so participating as a presenter or an expert on an online summit is a really great way to get yourself in front of a larger audience of people and leverage the audiences of every single presenter that's participating. Because with an online summit, what the summit organizer typically does is they make sure that every presenter has a minimum number of people on their email list. So for example, I've participated in some online summits where they say to be a presenter, you have to have at least 5,000 people on your email list. And then you are also required to send out 2 emails to your list inviting them to participate in the summit. Well, think about the power of that. If you are participating in a summit with 20 different speakers, and each speaker has a minimum email list of 5,000 people, and they're all inviting their list to come to that summit, well, now you have the potential to reach up to 100,000 different people that you wouldn't have the opportunity to get in front of with the little amount of effort that it takes to participate in a summit. Really, you put together a 1-hour talk or presentation, or maybe it's just a phone call with the summit organizer, and now you have the potential to get your message in front of thousands of people that you wouldn't be able to reach otherwise, or maybe it would cost you so much more money or time to get in front of otherwise. So online summits can be a really powerful way to get your business in front of a much larger group of people. And they're allowing you to leverage the audience and the influence from all of the presenters who are participating in the summit so that you can reach every single one of their audiences. It's really powerful. Now, the second influencer marketing method that works great for small business owners is joint venture webinars. Some people call these JV webinars. And JV webinars are kind of similar to an online summit, but instead of leveraging the power of, all the different speakers who are participating in the summit, you're working directly with just one other influencer within your specific niche and your industry. Now, they work best if you can find someone who has a really similar audience to you. So the people on their email list would essentially be your ideal customer, but you don't want them to be a direct competitor of your business. So let's say you are in the health and wellness industry and you have a yoga membership where people can pay a monthly membership to take your online yoga classes. Well, you wouldn't want to do a joint venture webinar with another yoga instructor, but there are so many other types of businesses that you could partner with who have a similar audience of people who would be interested in taking online yoga classes. So maybe you find someone who is a nutritionist, or they teach meditation or Tai Chi, or maybe it's someone who teaches mindfulness. So you could see that you want to find someone who complements your business, but is not in direct competition with your business. Now, joint venture webinars can be structured a number of different ways, but the most typical way is to give the host of the webinar a % of sales that you make as a result of the webinar. So for example, you would put together some sort of training that gives a lot of value. It provides some great information and valuable tips, resources to the viewers, to that audience. But at the end of the webinar, then you would have some sort of pitch for a paid product or a paid offer or service that you are able to provide. And you're able to track the sales that come in from that webinar, and then you would give the host a % of that sales as a commission or a thank you for allowing you to present to their audience. So this is another really powerful and great way to get in front of a larger audience of your ideal customers that would take you so much longer to get in front of that amount of people, or it could cost you a lot of money to get in front of that amount of people. Okay, so now that you know how joint venture webinars work, let's move on to the third influencer marketing strategy, which is podcasts. And by podcasts, I mean being a guest on other people's podcasts. Being a guest on a podcast is really easy to prepare for. With an online summit and a joint venture webinar, oftentimes you have to prepare some sort of presentation and really make sure that you're providing so much value and so much instruction. And it's a little more structured than a podcast. Oftentimes, being a podcast guest is as simple as having a conversation with the podcast host. Oftentimes, a podcast host really just wants to ask you a few questions, get a conversation going, get you telling a few stories that the listeners can get some value and some insight from. And it's really as simple as that. It's just an engaging conversation. So it's really easy to prepare for podcasts. So depending on your strengths and your skill sets, being a podcast guest can actually be one of the easiest methods of influencer marketing that doesn't require a whole lot of time or preparation. And there is no shortage of podcasts out there. So it can be a lot easier than you think to land a guest interview on a podcast. I've interacted with a lot of podcast hosts in the past couple of years, and I know that one of their biggest struggles is finding high quality guests to feature on their show that their listeners would get a lot of value or inspiration or entertainment from. So if you have something unique to provide, not only is it a benefit to the listeners of the podcast, but you'll really be helping out that podcast host as well. And now that leads me to the fourth and final influencer marketing strategy that I want to address in today's video, and that is guest posting. So guest posting is similar to being a guest on a podcast, but instead of a podcast and just a conversation in audio format, guest posting is writing a blog post that will be published on someone else's website. Now, guest posting used to be extremely popular and a really great method to grow your business and build a blog, and it still has a lot of value, but I do want you to be careful about where you guest post and how you leverage that post. So I actually made a big mistake when I did my very first guest post after I had launched my blog. I wrote a great article and I submitted it to another website. Well, this website, it had great traffic and it was attracting my ideal customer, but the problem was I created a post that had nothing to do with what I had to offer. It was some helpful information that provided some value and it got some clicks and some traffic, but in that post, I was not positioning myself as an expert in the type of information and content that I share. On top of that, I did not have any links back to my website. I had no calls to action that would entice someone to want to come check me out over on my website. And so that guest post generated zero traffic. I was tracking my Google Analytics for weeks afterwards, and I did not see one single person come to my website as a result of that guest post. And that's not the fault of the person who owns that website. That was my fault because I did not write it with a strategy in mind. So if you implement the guest posting strategy, I want you to really focus on bigger websites that could also give you credibility as well. So about a year after that first bombed guest post, I pitched Social Media Examiner to write an article for them. And they said yes, which was so incredible because Social Media Examiner is like the top dog in my industry. So that was a really big deal. And after that post was published, it didn't generate loads of traffic to my website either, but what it did do is give me a lot of credibility. I can now put the Social Media Examiner logo on my website and say that I have been published on the Social Media Examiner. So when you look at guest posting as an influencer marketing strategy, I want you to view it more as a way to establish authority and credibility within your niche. Really go for some of those top dog publications that people really view as the ultimate authority within your industry. Focus on those and try to get published on those publications because, well, not only do they have a much bigger audience, but now you can also leverage that and position yourself as a greater authority within your industry. Okay, so now that you know those 4 influencer marketing strategies that work really well for small businesses, I want you to be careful. Please don't go all gung-ho and start diving into these 4 strategies and adding them to your to-do list and start researching the crap out of them. Before you do that, I want you to assess really quickly, does influencer marketing make sense for your business right now? Because if you watched that very first video in this series that I'm doing, you will learn that there are 3 phases of online marketing. And each phase comes with a very specific time within your business. So when you're just starting out, it does not make sense to dive into all 3 phases of online marketing. And so how do you know if you're ready for the influencer marketing phase? Well, the influencer marketing phase can come in once you've made a little bit of money in your business and you've established a little bit of an audience and a little bit of authority. Now, I know saying a little bit doesn't really give you a whole lot to go on. You want something more tangible, something more actionable, more concrete than that. I hear you. So here's my tip for you. When I was first starting my business, I was really focused on that content marketing phase. It allowed me to really grow my business quickly, grow my email list really fast. And I didn't even bring in influencer marketing until basically those strategies came to me. So at one point in my business, and I really don't remember when this started, it was probably somewhere between 6 to 9 months after I launched my blog. Then I got my first request to be a participant in an online summit. It's really cool. And then shortly after that, I started getting requests to be guests on podcasts. So what you could do is basically wait until people come to you. Wait until those influencers approach you and say, hey, do you want to publish an article on my website? I love your work. Do you want to be a guest on my podcast? I think you're awesome. Or I'd love to partner with you on a webinar, or I'd love to have you be a guest on my online summit. So basically, hold off on the influencer marketing and just really focus on that phase 1, the content marketing. And once people start coming to you, then you know that's kind of your cue, like, okay, I'm ready for this next phase. I'm ready to take this to the next level and start leveraging other people's audiences. Now, if you're a little too impatient to wait for people to come to you, another benchmark could be 1,000. So you could basically say, once I have 1,000 people on my email list and I have made $1,000 in sales from whatever it is that I am offering to my email list, now I'm ready to start implementing an influencer marketing strategy. Because what I don't want to happen is for you to start implementing influencer marketing strategies too soon. And now you're going to have a lot of wasted efforts, because if you don't have an established audience, and it doesn't have to be huge, like I said, 1,000 people on your email list, then people are pretty much going to say no to you. No online summit organizer is going to allow someone to participate in the summit if they just started their website a couple months ago and they have no results to show for it. Because to an organizer of an online summit, it's really risky to put people on there who don't have any sort of proof of concept and no audience or following whatsoever, because they're kind of a wild card and you have no clue what you're going to get with them. So a lot of these influencers want to make sure that you can provide really great value to their audience before they're going to allow you to get in front of their audience. Because as an influencer, I can tell you that your audience is everything. So everyone who watches this video, you mean the world to me. I value you so much. I value your time. I am so thrilled that you are taking the time and the energy to watch my video and to listen to my words. And so if I'm going to recommend anything to you, if I'm going to bring someone outside of my business, outside of me, and introduce them to you and let them teach you something, I'm going to make damn sure that it's valuable, it's awesome, and it's worth your time. So you want to make sure that you have something great to offer and you have some proof of concept, a little bit of authority, a little bit of credibility built up before you start pitching those influencers. Okay, so this was a little bit of a long one, but I hope you found it really helpful and valuable. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get notified when I publish new videos to help you grow your business using social media and digital marketing. My next video is going to teach you about the 3rd phase of online marketing, which is paid advertisements. And if you have any questions about today's video or just the phases of online marketing in general, please comment down below. Let me know your questions. I'll be happy to respond. And if you liked the video and found it helpful, give it a like and give me a comment. Let me know. It really means the world to me to hear from you guys, and it empowers me to keep providing these videos and content to help you out. And don't forget to head over to my website at angiegensler.com, where I have more articles, resources, a whole bunch of freebies for you to help you grow your business. Well, that's it for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.